So, and that opens up to things you and I've talked about as well. The psychology of people, you know, is really the backbone of any study of leadership. I mean, you're leading people, you manage things. It sounds cliche, but you know, um, and I would say, well, I guess I'll bring it back. So those are the two things I would add to what we're talking about in terms of literature. But in terms of universal traits that I just think you can't teach, that you need to have, the first one I would have is, and I would tell any leaders who are looking to hire future leaders, find somebody who's genuinely curious about the world. If somebody has curiosity, then they're always looking at solutions. They're always trying to understand the problem. It, to me, is a buttress against what I label as fundamentalist thought. The fundamentalist, which we normally attribute to religion, but it's anywhere that where somebody says, I know the answer. There's no other possible answer. And a problem with leadership as it becomes more senior, you can have the hubris to think you know. Whereas I think one of the things that counters that is people who are more genuinely curious and get excited over what they don't know. Like, oh shit, I didn't know that. That's really interesting. That level of curiosity will guard you against fundamentalist thinking, or it keeps you open. And by the way, it keeps you open in a invitation to play too. I think if you're really genuinely curious and you're really excited about finding out something new, it translates into what am I looking for? The atmosphere, the culture that you set, where everybody else is okay to be curious, and you encourage that. And so I would say, I'll pause there for you, but I think the number one thing I look for in people, and by the way, you have in spades. I think that's the thing that when we first met that I really enjoyed was your curiosity about everything. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's a mind that wants to be filled.
It's interesting the circumstances under which we met, because